Today we'll figure out how to explore yourself with curiosity, not criticism. The magical recipe for the potion of authenticity. Simple warm exercises to help your true self step out from behind its invisibility cloak. Welcome to my cozy classroom, dear students. I'm Professor Sophie, your guide to practical magic here at Hogwarts. I've been invited by the Ministry of Magic to help students with something quite special. Not potions or charms or broomstick flying, but something even more mysterious. How to take care of your feelings, your thoughts, and all the invisible parts inside of you. How to live in a world of muggles and how to deal with everyday muggle problems. This course isn't like the others. No exams, just encouraging points. I just moved in, so it might be a bit chilly at first, but wrap yourself in a cozy blanket and soon your cups will fill with something warm. And before we start, if you'd like to attend more lessons like this, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. That way, my all will know where to find you next time. Ready? Let's begin. They used to say, when you grow up, you can do whatever you want. And then you grow up and realize, I don't know what I want. So you follow someone else's blueprint. Build a bigger, shinier castle, more towers, more golden windows, more walls, and then you look around and think, everyone else's castle looks better. Maybe I just need to work harder. And we build walls so no one sees what's unfinished, so no one takes what we've built. But slowly, that castle becomes a lonely place. The truth is, a castle like that will never feel like home. It might impress people, yes, but it won't be warm or cozy. Because what does all that success mean if the person who achieved it was just pretending to be someone else? Let me tell you about Bronnie Ware, a muggle nurse. She asked people at the end of their lives, what do you wish you had done differently? And most answered, I wish I had lived true to myself, not what others expected. It's heavy, right? The good news is that we can still change it. Being true to yourself brings happiness, compassion, clarity, and a life you won't regret. It brings you back home. We all want to grow, to become better, but often we do it from a heavy place, trying to fix ourselves into someone we think we should be. It can feel like life isn't enjoyable yet because you haven't made yourself into that perfect version, and that's exhausting. Real growth doesn't start with blueprints for a flawless castle. It's more like archaeology. Brushing away dust to discover what's already there. When an archaeologist finds a cracked goblet, they don't throw it away, right? They wonder what stories it holds. Curiosity guides them, not perfection. Parts of you that don't fit into that ideal design aren't flaws. They are treasures, clues, the deeper mystery of who you are. When you become interested in yourself, you stop judging, stop overfixing, and start feeling energy, curiosity, and wonder again. And now, with a softer heart and fewer demands on yourself, it's time to discover the potion of authenticity. It only takes 3 ingredients, but they must be added with care. Know yourself, take responsibility, and be yourself. Let's start with the first one. When you're lost, a map can help. These 6 points show the way to find yourself. Value, interests, temperament, around-the-clock rhythms, life goals, and strengths. That's what you should know about your true self. I want to shortly give you my personal warm tips on what to do with each letter. Your values are your inner compass. They guide your choices, your relationships, your actions. Think of words like kindness, honesty. Yes, the values each Hogwarts house is proud of are great examples. Pick 5 values that matter most to you. Then write them down as your witch's or wizard's code in a beautiful vintage font or your fanciest handwriting. Then glue it into your planner. And if you still don't know what to write, ask yourself, what makes me sad when it's missing from the world? What do I wish everyone lived by? Alright, let's go deeper. What brings you joy? To discover that, we need a pensive and an invisibility cloak. Imagine drawing a childhood memory out from your temple, silvery and glowing, and placing it into the pensive. Then lean in, place your head over the pensive, and in a moment you'll find yourself back in your childhood. Think back to that little witch or wizard you once were, full of wonder before the world told you who to be. What games, dreams, or adventures made your eyes sparkle? Write them down. Sometimes as we grow up, we tuck away those childhood dreams because they don't seem grown up anymore. Maybe you felt shy or ashamed to keep them alive. For me, I was a serious student, always working hard, but in 10th grade, a friend reminded me how much I loved drawing back in 5th grade. She said, maybe that's your true path. That little spark helped me remember my magic. And yeah, I remembered. I loved drawing, I loved making bullet journals, even putting up my artwork on strings around the house. And now here I am, an artist following that rediscovered magic. Now pull out your invisibility cloaks and we'll think about those guilty pleasures. Oh yes, this one always makes the class giggle. Let's talk about the little things that make you really happy, but you might feel a bit shy or embarrassed to share with others. Whatever they are, list them. Why does this work? Because those pleasures are clues. You're drawn to them for a reason. Maybe you're secretly writing silly stories in your cupboard, and the world is just waiting for its new, amazing author. Some of us are like fire, bold and quick. Others are gentle candles, warm and easily blown out by too much wind. Remember, your temperament isn't a flaw to fix. It's to understand you better and make life cozier. Look at your Patronus. What animal would burst from your wand to protect you? What creature feels like you? Its energy might hold clues about your emotional style. Mine is Cinnamon Squirrel. Small but spirited, loves cozy nooks and gathers ideas like little treasures. When do you feel most alive? Some witches are night owls, others are morning birds. Try to notice your best hours and shape your day around them, even just a little. For me, I love early mornings. By midday, my spells get fuzzy and my brain turns into porridge. I want to suggest Hermione's time turner exercise. Alright, I'll admit it. This is my favorite exercise of the whole class. Honestly, I should have started this lesson with this one, but then we'd be all floating around in daydreams and I wouldn't be able to get you back to your desks. So, imagine this. You're flipping through an old book in Hogwarts library and tucked between the pages is Hermione's time turner. It's real, it's yours. And when you twist it, you suddenly have a whole year of your life to shape however you want. No deadlines, no responsibilities, no paying bills, no expectations. just time for you. What would your days look like? Write it down like a dreamy letter to yourself. No need to be realistic. It's absolutely valid to spend your year living in a treehouse bakery with your cat and a ghost librarian. I won't judge, I promise. Why this works? Because life can feel like a never-ending race, and in the rush, you forget to ask, what do I even want? And this exercise lets your desires speak without the pressure to be useful or impressive. There is also another trick to figure out your life goals: the mirror of Erased. Yes, the Ministry of Magic insists we include it in the curriculum, and fine, it can be illuminating, but I'm cautious with this one. As Professor Dumbledore said, it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. The mirror shows your deepest desire, but sometimes when witches and wizards stand too long in front of it, they forget to actually live life they are dreaming of. So if you try this, then be wise. Take the message and then turn back to your real world. And the last letter S stands for strengths or skills, whatever you prefer, or superpowers. What are your unique gifts, your superpowers? What do people thank you for? What feels effortless? There is a list made by two Muggle psychologists, Christopher Peterson and Martin Seligman, called the 24 character strengths. The idea is to notice which strengths you use most, your true talents, and lean into them more. I really recommend doing all of this in your journal to make it easier for our brains and, to romanticize. And if your journal needs a touch of magic, I have a tiny sticker shop on Diagon Alley called Ozorowitch. You can enter it through Etsy portal. It's full of cozy stickers, perfect for pages like these. Phew, we're done with the first ingredient. Now stretch your fingers, sip your tea, and let's add 2 other ingredients. It's going to be super quick. Now that you've started to know yourself, it's time for the next step in our potion: taking responsibility for your life. Every day you make choices, but sometimes those choices aren't really yours. They might be shaped by what society says or by the fear of letting someone down. If you're not careful, it's like being a boat on the sea with no paddle, just floating wherever the water takes you. Of course, life isn't all up to us. Things happen that we can't control. But when it is your turn to decide something, big or small, don't start with, what do the stars say? Sorry, Professor Trelawney. Or, what do they expect from me? Instead ask, who is holding the wand? It has to be you. You're the one flying your broomstick. That means you also have to own your choices, even the messy ones. You'll make mistakes, and that's okay. If your potion bubbles over, don't blame the cauldron. Just fix the recipe and move on. Be yourself. It's obvious, I know, but I want to emphasize here, it's a daily and lifelong practice. You can't just check it off like homework and be done with it forever. Think of it like sleep. You need a good sleep every night in order to be awake the next day. In the same way, you need to return to yourself, to your truth, your courage, your alignment every day if you want to stay truly alive. And before we end, I want to finish with my personal thoughts to keep in mind when you step on that path of finding yourself. Big intentions can freeze you. That's a scary one. Sometimes trying to change your whole life all at once feels so overwhelming, you end up doing nothing at all. Hello, procrastination. But imagine your life like a game of The Sims. You don't redesign the whole house in a single click. You start with a lamp, try a new rug, paint one wall and see how it feels. So be gentle with yourself. For your homework, dear students, you can read the book Authentic by Muggle Professor Stephen Joseph if you want to dive deeper into the topic. I've shared a lot from it during this class. Also, visit my Instagram. I will share there a lot of fun personality tests made by Muggles. Also, each day this week, choose one letter from your vitals map and do the suggested exercises. No need to get it right. This isn't graded. Just honest moments between you and you. If you want, share your discoveries in the comments. I would love to know you better and remember your names. I'll read them all by candlelight in my cozy classroom. And if today's class warmed your heart even a little, tap like and subscribe. Close your books, dear students, but keep your hearts open.